Alright, everybody, we returned. You guys have to hear that creepy sounds of the stompy or whatever that's happening on the outside. It should be exciting to see what's on the other side of this door. But in the meantime, I'm not going to have another beer tonight, but I decided to have a little bit of vodka with some cranberries, so that's what we got here. For the rest of the evening. Alright, let's open this door. I'm expecting something awful out here. Or not. Okay with that, too. No demon? Really? No demon at all? Man. I'm not the only one Am I the only one that's expecting a demon here? I'm expecting a demon here. I mean, we've got everything we need for this thing. Like, of course there's going to be a demon somewhere, right?
The legacy scan of me that was on the computer. What did you use it for?
It's a template that has an intelligence pathwork already etched into the base. So, if I wanted to build an AI, I wouldn't have to reinvent a whole model. I would be able to focus on the things that the AI is to be used for.
Is every AI self-aware? Do they also think they're Simon?
What? No, Simon. Don't worry. It's not like we just put people into robots and machinery and let them roam free. That'd be really cruel. It doesn't work like that. Or at least it didn't used to work like that. Truly sentient machines
guys.
Thinking they're people is definitely new.
But you kept them sentient for the Ark.
Yes, and I basically had to invent the method.
Alright guys, let's see what he has to say this time. Hey there, Bonsai Lady, how are you doing tonight? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're ready to get a little stirred, because things are going to happen after this little interaction. I'm fairly certain it's going to go a little crazy. But hopefully you're having a fantastic evening.
That wasn't so bad. Stroma really got me worked up, bastard.
Well, that's what you get for listening to his stories.
I guess I had it coming.
About Stroma. He said he needed a new cipher ASAP. What should I tell him?
It's alright. I can talk to him.
Wait, didn't Sean just tell you to take it easy? Don't worry, I'm not going to tell anyone.
I do feel hungover. Okay. It's 1729 over 42, 12 over 407. Got it?
Yeah.
I don't got it. Hopefully she does, because I didn't write it down.
Right. Goodbye.
What do you mean? No, wait.
That's enough. We got what we need.
Is that what we are? Simulations?
A bunch of dicks.
Yeah, but it shouldn't make any difference. You're still you. I'm not sure what to do with the data. You decide.
Oh man, guys, do we erase that or do we shut it down and let it be there? Also, thank you for welcoming back. It has been a week. It's been kind of a long time, so it's a thing. And TwitchCon was pretty fun. I've been talking a little bit about it here and there. Mostly for me, it's just kind of like looking around, seeing what they kind of have. I think next year is going to be a much bigger convention. They were kind of low on people, so it's kind of mediocre in that experience. But next year, I think is going to be a big change because people are kind of they see that as see it as a success now. I think, as opposed to just being something like I don't know. And hopefully, you know, we can get some networking done this coming one, as opposed to what we didn't get this time, which was kind of unfortunate. But I don't know, guys. I kind of want to erase the data because it's kind of douchey. But I don't know. We could just shut it down too. I mean, Chun's gonna remember whatever we choose, right? Oh, that tastes good. I'm gonna erase it. That's what I want to do. Maybe like killing him, but I mean, killed himself, right?
Rest in peace, Brandon.
Now we can shut it down. Depends. Do you think erasing the data will be more respectful to his mind? That's exactly what I figured, Noctis. That's why I chose to do that. It's exactly what I was thinking. Can I take these things? No, now they're just objects. Alright, well, let's see where the demon comes up. So we have the cipher, so I think we just gotta go down.
We can get to the Dunbat now. Get back here.
That's what I'm doing. Where's the demon? Oh, you know what? We could use this. Be less wobbly. I would not put my hand into one of those things.
What the hell are you doing?
I know it looks bad, but it makes me feel a lot better. Helps me focus.
That's... I I mean, that's the wow you're hooking up to.
I need it, okay? I wouldn't have made it this far without it.
Let's just keep going.
Oh, that's interesting to know. What she's saying is that's a terrible idea and you should stop doing it. And I'm like, I'm just gonna keep doing it anyways. Alright.
There you are. Just warming up the Dunbat for us. It's been collecting dust for months, so it might need a minute. Okay, that's it. That's everything. Let's go ahead and... Huh. That's weird.
Oh, man.
Never mind.
What do you need me to do?
Head inside the dock. The Omnitool can open the door now. And get into the Dunbat. Then plug me in, and I'll take us into the Abyss.
Sounds easy enough.
I didn't put my hand in hurtful things already. I tried to force my hand into things that you can't put it into. I tried to occupy the same space as another object with my hand. That's what I did. Alright, so can we go in here now? How do we get in here? A door? Alright guys, you ready for demons? Let's have some demons. They've gotta be now. We've had so long without demons, there's gotta be one. Demon time! I was kind of expecting that door to open. Well, if that demon was over here, we'd be fucked. Do not enter, but I want to enter. Alright, what do we got? Okay. Can't do anything there yet. I mean, I haven't seen you guys in so long, so I have to ask Bonza Lady, have you had any fun times of anything that, anything new? Anything amusing? Magical, maybe? Different, even? Can I move this thing? Is that what's going on? Bam! Let's press the button. Well, that wasn't useful. This camera's follow, by the way. I haven't even been paying attention to that. Don't really know what this is supposed to do for me since I can't get it to go where I want it to go. Do I want to rotate it so I can get on top? Get it flat. Come on. Come on, buddy. You're almost there. Keep turning. Alright. Well, that doesn't do me any good, does it? Is it a button? Alright, maybe there's something I didn't press or do. Adventure game logic. Look at everything. Watch out for moving doors. Well, this doesn't really help me to get where I want to go, which is in. I want to power the thing up, but it won't let me. Is it not plugged in? Is that what's going on? Ah, it's not plugged in! Get in the hole. There you go. Alright, guys, we figured it out. At some point, we're going to need to go up there, so might as well do that now. Alright. Spoilers, solution is dumb. I'm pretty sure it is. He's crazy. The most common cause of computer not starting? Yeah, pretty much. Is it plugged in? It's a really good question to ask. I'm not used to games requiring me to plug shit in. Okay, now it's time for demons, right? Well, fucking fuck! Okay. Well, at least we didn't have to sprint run over here real fast. We were set up for it, though. We were set up for it. I hope there's not robot baby creatures. That would be scary. Robot baby sounds awful. Game froze for a second. I was like, oh, did I break it? Because knowing me, I would have. Love that question. Magical stuff would have been great, but I'm sort of a cauldron and or wait, I'm short of a cauldron and a wand. Aw, too bad. I'm glad you love my questioning. Magical things happen sometimes, right? That's a thing. We're hearing the demon creatures, guys. I kind of want more Barnacle Bill, who I can just kind of sort of wander past. He was a good monster once we figured him out. His mechanics were simple. Stop moving when he's close. Guys, I don't want to go down because then I can't get back up. And you never know when you need to get back up. Alright, I see a green and a bunch of reds. Oh, a thing. Okay. So the thing that's supposed to be on here is missing. Okay. Let's show that one more time. What does it look like? It's sort of like a battery. Anybody see the battery? Is it over here? Is this the battery? Nope. I do like that some of the puzzles just make you have to think about stuff a little bit. Wait, they're making an ideal virtual world. Why the hell would you include babies in there? That's a very good point. Thank God. Well, good night, everyone. See you later, man. Thanks for stopping in, Even Can Wait. Always a pleasure, man. In case you wanted to check out the rest of my playthrough, I will be getting it up on YouTube sometime this weekend. Probably Saturday morning. Just because, like, you know. Ooh. I guess we gotta plug in.
Huh? Wait, this isn't... Oh, no! WoW got to the Dunbat before we did, am I right?
Well, it was talking. That's rarely a good sign.
Damn it. The Dunbat was our best shot. I was really banking on this to work.
Come on, we can't quit now. There's gotta be another way.
Yeah, God.
How do you think you did it? How did the team get the Ark down the Abyss in the first place?
If they didn't use the Dunbat, the only other way would be the climber at Omicron. It's like an elevator which supposedly reaches all the way down into the Abyss.
Okay, so we do that.
Elevator,
We
huh?
go to
That sounds
Omicron
great.
and take the elevator.
Yeah, okay. Sure. We'll just head over to Omicron and hope there's a power suit that fits you. You know, so you don't implode while in the Abyss.
Sounds great.
Does sound useful.
Alright, let's go then. Wait, what is this place? Seems to be a lot of information on the Ark here. There's a prototype and everything.
Okay.
Let's start it up. I want to see how it works. Maybe we can figure out how to get on the Ark.
Do we really want on this thing that's got a bunch of demons that are trying to kill everyone? Yeah, I don't want to implode.
Get us on?
How difficult could it be?
How difficult it could be. That is the worst thing to say ever. Don't ever say those words. Okay, so I'm assuming power. Approximately 43.75 of the of the 1,000 terabyte hard drive corrupted. Can we just like turn all of them on? Okay. We'll have to figure this out later. Because we have no information to go off of for that. Alright, we need to find more things needed plugged in. Is there a plug on this thingy? No. It's got to be an object we need to plug in. Oh, there's a thingy here. Let's check this out. Documents. My decision. I have decided to finalize the Ark with the scans we have. I'm sorry for all of you who wanted to get to go, but didn't get a chance to scan yourself before the project was put on hold. It's been 2 months since I've added the scans, and I don't see how I'll ever be able to win back the support you all showed when we started the project. I'm sorry. I never meant for anyone to take their lives. It was never my intention to fool anyone. I just wanted to save something. Oh, that was a woman. Ah! Should read that first. What's left? It's time to play Package Dependencies Manager Fig. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking earlier. Or what I was thinking, Noctis. You know what makes me sad, by the way? There was a chess game I didn't get to play. I'm so upset about that. I wanted to play a game of chess on the virtual gamepad thingy that was in the game. There's even 2 of them. It's like, you can't play chess. It's corrupted. And I'm like, oh, chess. So I have to do a bunch of these things. This might be our task list. Okay. Nope. Good to know, I guess. I think we should do the survey, guys. Here we go. I am going to read the questions, and I'd like to see what you guys have to answer. We're going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can type it out. Either way. I just don't want to make you guys type too much. So, think about the answer as we go. Recently, it was decided the Ark project would become Pathos 2's last optimal commitment, or official commitment. The staff has been urged to carry on with their duties despite Earth's catastrophic condition. I think the Ark project is the most logical step towards saving mankind, and that we would spend as much time and resources as needed to complete it. The answers are: we strongly agree with this, we disagree because fuck that, we agree because, you know, whatever, or we strongly disagree because even more fuck that. Just saying. I think my answer, if you guys want to use my answer as well, I think I kind of disagree, honestly. Like, it doesn't really seem like it's a simulation. Like, if I wanted that, just play more games. So I'm kind of on the disagree categories here. Do you guys have any preference either way? Noctis, being the bot, has decided he agrees strongly. Bonza Lady, do you want to chime in a little bit? Perhaps you, Miss Quaro, who I know is sitting there? Not too familiar with the game, but I strongly disagree. It doesn't matter if you're familiar with the game at all. We don't even care. It's all good. So currently, we are spread out 3 ways to none. Maybe I should take like an average. Let's see. We have a strongly agree, which will count like as a 4, I guess. We got a strongly disagree, which would be like a 1, and then we got a 2. So we got 1, 2, and 4. That makes what, 7? And then you divide that by 3, which is a 2.33333. So I mean, I guess if we had to go with the average of all of our things, we're going with disagree, I guess. I don't know if that math works, but it works in my book. Oh, man. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and pick the middle averagey spot. Because technically, we're kind of like in this zone. But we'll go ahead and disagree for now. Move on to the next one. To embark, every passenger needs to be flushed with the electromagnetism using a pilot seat. These scanning sessions are known to cause nausea and headaches, sometimes lasting up to 3 days. I think temporary physical discomfort, no matter how severe, is a small price to pay to save mankind. So again, it doesn't matter if you're familiar with the game. Basically, as far as I can tell, the Ark was a thing that is supposed to, like, kind of... You're supposed to upload a bunch of profiles based off people's personalities into it to sort of, like, save mankind just because the world is crumbling or some shit. So, like, as far as I can tell, the Ark is essentially, like, kind of like a Valhalla or like a Paradise. It's sort of simulation. Kind of feels a lot like Talos Principle, which I think is really cool. And I definitely think I need to play through Talos Principle on stream at some point, because that game is totally worth going through and, like, experiencing. I just worry because that one is a bunch of puzzles that I've already solved and stuff. But as far as I can tell, the Ark is that. So, with this question, if I had an answer, I strongly agree, in my opinion. That's question 3. Yeah, Noctis, you know what the next question is. No, I strongly agree with this because, honestly, like, a little physical discomfort is not really a big deal if you're saving a bunch of people. There's many circumstances, at least in my life, where I would do that. You know, take the hit for somebody else. So I think I'm okay with this one entirely. Although, with the context of it being the Ark thing, I'm not so sure I agree. But with the context of what they're saying in general, I can agree with that. You know, if there's pain involved, totally okay with that. So currently, we have 2 strongly agree people. Do you want to chime in at all there, Miss Bonsai? Mrs. Not really sure. You're a lady. Ladies are classy, so maybe Ms. Agree? Okay, so we'll go ahead and stick with this frame here. Go with the strongly agree, because there's 2 of us. I have issues with how they lead the Ark project, but I'm completely sold by the concept. Yeah, I mean, the concept, it has its strengths or its weaknesses. It's kind of a thing that's in a lot of sci-fi games. So, like, to me, there's not a surprise to exactly what's going on. But, I mean, in general, I feel like it's better to just, like, not fuck the planet up, or, like, to find a way to move away from the planet than it is to, like, simulate everything, you know? Miz is good? Okay. Classy and stuff. The Ark is built to fit a Ranger Mark 7 probe, meaning it could be shot into the space with the Omega space gun and technically survive for thousands of years, living off the light from our sun and distant stars. I think the Ark should never leave Earth behind and be launched into space. Or wait, I think the Ark should leave. I think the Ark should leave the Earth behind and be launched into space. I mean, if there's a fucking explosion here, yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe if I were to put a bunch of people's minds into a computer program for some reason to save mankind, the most important thing to do is allow somebody else to check it out or to see it. You know, like whatever they do with it. This could mean that they fucking destroy it or whatever. But I think I totally agree with this thing here as well, because if you have it sitting around here, what's the point? You're not really saving mankind at that point. You're just sort of like denying in existence. You know, you're leaving it flat. So I strongly agree with this. Yeah, okay, it makes sense to ship it off the planet. I figured as much. You want to chime in here, Noctis? I mean, you answered this question already, but I think you already know what happens to the Earth. As far as I know, a comet hits Earth or something like that. But even so, like, I don't know. It's a thing. So I think we'll go with strongly agree. It sounds like we're all on the same page here. All right. The digitalization of humanity is an opportunity to make the quantum leak. Yeah, the quantum leak in our own evolution. The people inside the Ark will out of necessity be generated, there we go, from existing genetic code but could be altered to allow their cosmetic changes. Erasing aging is even prevent death. I think we are at risk of losing our own humanity if we are to rid ourselves of disease and our mortality. Ooh. That's a hard question. You know, does the knowledge and experience of age, like to where you're physically decaying over time and eventual death, does that define part of what humanity is, to live and to die? I mean, in my personal structured beliefs, I think that, you know, part of the circle of everything is both the beginning and the end, and it's all circular. You know, it's the reason why I don't really fear death. Like, yeah, I don't want to die, But I'm not like, oh god, death, oh god. Like, to me, it's a release from the cycle so that things can come again, you know? So, to me, this makes a lot of sense, you know? Like, you would want to keep those things that allow you to completely, like, you know, again, cycle of life and death. It must continue. You know, like, that's kind of my concept there. So, I completely, because we're talking about at risk of losing our humanity if we rid ourselves, I strongly agree with this as well. Do you guys have any who want to chime in? Throw a little bit of your beliefs in here. I'm okay with this, as long as you don't get all like religiously douchey or whatever. None of that crap. Morality is supposed to be what helps us appreciate life, makes it precious. I totally agree with that. I personally look at morality as sort of like each individual person's compass as to what they believe is right and wrong, and it's based off of sort of how you feel after an action or how you feel thinking about an action. I feel like if you're morally okay with something, you won't have regret. You know, it's about not when you do something that you don't feel okay with, that's where a morally objectionable question is being answered or being enacted. So yeah, we don't need death to be finite. Wait, we don't need death to be finite. You mean to say that you can if you don't die it's still okay? I see what you're saying. Okay, no, I got you. Now I thought about what that actually means. Okay, so you're kind of in the middle then, it sounds like, Noctis. Like, you're not saying, oh, I totally disagree with this, but like at the same time you want there to be that kind of cycle. I like that. I like that. But I know, I kind of agree, you know, like, having that sort of things will come to an end means that, you know, you want to make something precious out of what you have. Question number 4. I think I'll stop numbering the questions now. Well, what if you forget which number you're on? We might need to know that. So I think we're kind of like in the mid-range here, like agree or disagree. That's what it sounds like. I think we're kind of like here-ish. Because I know Noctis sounds kind of like he's over here. I don't really know. We're gonna go with agree here. We're gonna go with agree. See what happens. There are only 58 people left alive to be stored inside the Ark. A way to diversify and expand the population would be to introduce artificial intelligences that would in every way appear to be human, but with childlike and naive sensibilities. As we continue to explore the nature of intelligence, we may find a way to make them smarter in the future. I think even an inferior group of artificial people would benefit to our society. We'll go with disagree, yeah. So we were kind of... I was accurate with that. But anyway, so I think with an inferior group of artificial people would benefit our society. That's a hard question. Because it depends on how much of quality of life can be handled automatically. Like, I mean, for example... with the way the world is currently, you know, you need to have people who are willing to do the jobs that don't require all the degrees and stuff. You know, not everyone can sustain... The world couldn't be sustained if everyone was working as a scientist of some kind or is working as CEOs for companies. Like, the companies wouldn't really work very well because all the lower-end stuff that needs to be done to make that company work needs some manpower. You know, the ability to do stuff requires people who are willing to do the things that are lower. My problem with this question is that it's not about inferior or otherwise, it's about diversity in general. So this one's kind of tricky because, like, I don't like the connotation of the word inferior in this because I feel like you need to have, again, the diversity. But at the same time, like, if you only got 58 people, can you really do enough to make everything work with 58 people? You know, like, can you... Instead of having AI, can we automate these processes to get stuff done in the background so that these 58 people can diversify on their own? You know, do we need them to... So this is a really hard question. I kind of swing either way. Would it benefit society? Maybe. So yeah, the question does seem to assume that the AI will grow mature. That's true. And let's be fair, you know, if we are to believe evolution, which personally I do, that would state that, you know, you have to start somewhere, and that's usually not as like, we didn't just start here. You know, we started, you know, back in the day as a different thing under evolution's, you know, theory. You know, like we weren't as sophisticated. You know, we had basic tools or whatever, and then we continued on top of that. So I guess if you take that ideal into consideration, yeah, I guess I can agree with that. I mean, I don't know if I like the idea of them being necessarily artificial, but at the same time, you know, if you create a species, whether they're machine or otherwise, they got to start somewhere as well, right? So I can get with that. I guess I can agree. I go in the agree section here. I don't know if I strongly agree, but I can agree. Hopefully you guys agree as well. But I'll leave it up to you. Because right now I'm sitting on agree. Unless one of you guys has a reason why I shouldn't sit on agree. My reasoning is that we don't need a separation between people, even if it fades away in the end. It'll only create conflict. Besides, AI are unpredictable, even more so than human minds. That's actually kind of true too, is that when you have that sort of us and them thing, conflict happens. So, and this is the reason why most of the conflict in the world exists. You know, there's these distinct separations. You know, back in the day it might be, oh, I live in this tribe, you live in that tribe, oh, we got to worry about each other. Nowadays it's more like, you know, creeds or whatever. There's conflict because people have different cultures or beliefs or whatever. So having this sort of really clear distinction would create a conflict that may not allow for a progression into what the whole idea of this is about, which is to save mankind. So, okay. So right now you strongly, you know, with that being said, I'm kind of leaning more towards the disagree as well. I kind of like what I was originally stating. That's a really good point. I mean, whether or not they're unpredictable or not, like, just the fact that you make this separation, you create conflict, and with such a small population, you need to be able to have that sort of utopian aspect to make growth. You know, you have to be able to grow, and you can't grow if there's a lot of conflict. So I guess I can go with it. Yeah, I kind of disagree with that aspect in mind. Anything else to say before I answer this question? I'll give it a few more seconds while I consume some more alcohol. Conflict leads to growth, but would AI conflict be productive or destructive? So this is true. Conflict does definitely lead to growth in circumstances, but at the same time, conflict can limit growth. Like, the best example I have for that is that let's imagine a world where the conflict between all the nations disappeared suddenly, and we had something else to strive towards. You know, instead of all these sort of like power struggles and these like inabilities to work with each other and some of that, whether it's with the nations or with individual groups of people or whatever, if those conflicts, no, I don't mean like, oh, world peace, like, I mean, obviously there has to be conflict, but if we could resolve a lot of these major things and people could look at the human race as the human race as opposed to, oh, I'm you know, African American, or oh, I'm Chinese, or whatever that crap, and like all the little distinctions you have there, if those things could be slowly eliminated for the sake of progressing towards salvation. Like, and what's talking about right here is like these 58 people, they're going to have conflict. Does it need to have conflict within the people? You know, instead this conflict can be applied towards the survival of this group. You know, that can be pushed towards something that's not internal conflict. You know, it's an external conflict at that point. So, I mean, yeah, Noctis, yeah, that's a good point. You know, I don't believe in conflict as any benefit in itself. I mean, we already have sufficient conflict between humans, and yeah, that's true. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. You know, like when you have a lot of conflict between like a group of people that need to start working together, you get nowhere. But if you have conflict as in like something you have to overcome, that does lead to stuff. You know, like that's the thing. Like, conflict is a benefit in some way because you have to have a hurdle to get over so that you can, you know, have a goal. You know, like a lot of things in science, for example, that have actually been used for other things come from not necessarily conflict in their original ideas, but their applications come from a conflict of some kind. You know, it's like, we need to solve this thing, and the conflict isn't necessarily, you know, a violence thing. It's just we have this issue. How do we solve this? You know, then that's a conflict of its own. Like, so I think it sounds like we're kind of in this similar boat of kind of disagree, strongly disagree. I don't feel so good about going strongly, so we'll go disagree. I dream of a world where the economy bets on people's qualities instead of selfishness, jealousy, and other flaws. Yeah, I kind of try and live my life where, like, even though I am a judgmental person, like I look at somebody and I kind of know what's going on. Like, I like to be all inclusive. You know, like I like to say that everybody could have their merits. They could bring something. You know, just they have to do something. And like, they have to prove it in some way. So, thank you for participating. This is how your colleagues voted. Interesting. Well, there we go, guys. That's how we feel. That was really fun. Totally and completely okay with this plan. Alright, back to doing whatever the fuck we were doing. Which is fine. Finding power that needs to be plugged in. But yeah, thank you guys for indulging me on this little conversation about humanity and stuff.
That's just a compound examiner.
That was fun.
Foster
Good cards,
uses it
guys.
to investigate structural integrity in payload frameworks.
Of course.
Could you fit inside it? If I knew what you were made of, it would be a hell of a lot easier to figure out how to get you on the Ark.
Well, I'll give it a try.
I don't like this idea of getting inside of this thing that has a radioactive hazard sign on it. But I imagine that I can't go forward if I don't. So I guess we'll go say hi.
Bit of a
Really interesting questions. Yeah, I agree.
Can you reach the on switch?
And that's one of the reasons why I really want to play Talos Principle for you guys, because that game has so much to say about just what it means to be human and what humanity is, and like it's got a lot of discussion material, you know, like it's a very similar concept, and I absolutely adore that game's like overarching philosophy. And this game is doing a very similar thing, which I think is cool because it's not ham-handed as much as you'd expect considering the context. And I love this kind of discussion, you know, just talking it out, like saying, hey, how do you feel? What do we feel like? You know, it's seeing difference of opinions is a really fun way to interact, and I'm glad you guys could indulge. Good times. I want a game based solely on philosophical and ethical questions for streams. Dude, like I said, Noctis, Talos Principle is pretty good about this stuff.
I think we're beyond that. Interesting. You seem to be one with the diving suit you're wearing. Everything's meshed together.
How's that gonna work with the suit we're picking up at Omicron?
I think they're bigger. You should be able to wear them both.
I love that I think.
Really? It looks like the basis for your body is one of my old colleagues. A standard Cortex chip for robots, including the data reader and the OcuTorch, has just been forced through the skull.
What?
Structure gel has fused the whole construction together. Amazing stuff.
No, hold on, back up. I'm one of your old colleagues?
Well, your body is. Imogen Reed.
That's disgusting.
Hey, don't say that. She was nice to me.
That is really interesting.
The Cortex chip is good news. That means we can transfer your mind to the Ark with a pilot seat.
Kath, I'm half a dead person.
Yes, it makes sense. Think about it. All those simplistic minds we've run into, just reviving a dead person doesn't seem to work that well. A robot body seems to make people a bit unreliable. You are the best of both worlds. A sound mind and a sound body.
At least we know how to get on the Ark.
Sort of. I understand the concept, but I don't know the specifics. I really wish we could figure out how the scan data is formulated and processed.
So two things. First of all, completely and totally agree with you, Noctis. A game based solely off that stuff would be really fun. And I would love to stream that kind of thing with you guys, because good conversation is one of the reasons why I love doing this. You know, playing the game, I can play a game on my own, whatever, I can just enjoy it. But being able to share experiences with you guys, talk about whatever's going on, like discuss the things that's being, you know, displayed as a concept, or the mechanics of the game, or whatever it is, like I love that kind of discussion, and I would be all over a game that just talks about philosophy and stuff, and especially if it does it in a smart way, like the games I've mentioned do. Second thing to mention is that I love the fact that this game sort of just right now dropped the concept of I'm basically a man trapped in a woman's body. Like that literally just happened. And it wasn't like a thing that was like, oh, there's a big deal. Like it was more like just, in general, that just feels sort of strange or different or odd. And I like that can get you kind of thinking about that kind of thing, because, and it does, I mean, he said it was disgusting, but I think from his perspective, it's because like he's kind of taking over somebody else's body and that was a person before. But the idea behind that, like I love that idea, like just kind of like sort of dropping that as a thing. You know, it's like this is who you are right now. What does that mean? You're that thing. Well, your other self should have documented her code. Ha! Dumb Catherine. Totally agree. Okay. Good old thing. Okay. Okay. A bunch of stuff that means nothing to me. So we have to do everything in this room. This room is a confined space for us to do stuff. Which is fine, I suppose.
Start an Ark simulation. I want to see how it works.
She shows us to start one. Oh, this really is a requirements thing. Oh god, this is gonna be... It's gonna be fun. Sim base requires type SOMA. Oh, wait, is that just what's in here? Okay, hold on. Sim base rec dot type SOMA. So we need the sim base. I don't see sim base. Okay. But we can do skin forest. Requires the genetic veg advanced. Where's that one at? Where's this type SOMA? Am I blind? Am I blind, guys? Is it an object or is it a system? Oh, there it is. Wait. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's really going to be like this. Alright. Well, we're at a point where we should take a quick break, so we'll do that real fast, and then we will continue with our available modules, requirements, and all that. We're going to basically do some Linux dependencies to make the skin forest work. Yes, the skin forest. That sounds disgusting. I don't want to live in a skin forest. Ugh. We'll be right back, guys.